You mentioned about communication being something that almost everybody can learn to do better, how to express themselves, or I think you said ask for what they want, and also to listen better. Give us a few of your best communication tips that you find yourself helping clients with over and over again.
I had a client yesterday, and she said, I talk too soon. I interrupt people. I said, oh, that, and the thing, just to back up on that, I mean, everybody, we all judge. We all judge. So the number one tip I try with people, because they're saying, well, yeah, this is true. I do. I judge people. It's like, okay, we're judging machines. It's how we make sure that's that part of our brain, right? We've got to be safe. So we're always judging. Is the situation safe? Is this person safe? And so we're judging. And if we're able to pull back from the judging, because you can't judge and be curious at the same time. If you can just hold off for 20, you can always judge later, right? If you really feel the need, judge later, 20 seconds, right? Just be curious. Like, what's going on with this person? Like, why are they sharing this story? What do they want? Like, and really the magic question is, what do you think this person needs? Because everybody has different needs at different times. This is why leadership is why there are tens of thousands of books on leadership, because there's no one size fits all.
So that's really neat. So this is the idea of just before judging, or even when you start to notice yourself judging, just pull back on that and ask yourself, what does that other person need?
Yeah.
Okay,
What's
cool.
going on here? What's behind this person who's saying this thing that, on first glance maybe looks irritating or angry or whatever, or wonderful. It depends. And be curious instead. Like, what's going on?
And so that sounds like a great point about listening, right? Just really, really getting into and thinking about the other person's perspective. And something else that you've talked about at times is people's awareness of how they're showing up. Could you talk a bit about that? Like, tell us how people start to realize that. What are some of the key things that most people should know about how you're showing up in the world?
I think that's really a good spot for 360s. I think people often they really don't. I think the word that's coming to mind is impact. I think people are not aware of the impact that they have. I don't know if everyone has seen oh, what's the name of that Christmas movie with Jimmy Stewart? Um, oh dear, I'm drawing a total blank. It'll come to me later. There's a movie, Christmas movie, and oh, It's a Wonderful Life. There, that's it. So It's a Wonderful Life, and the thing that's fascinating about that movie is people don't realize the ripple effect of how they show up in the world. Like, we are all leaders. We're leaders at home, whether we've got the title or not. We're leaders at home. We're leaders in our family. We're leaders in our community. We're leaders in the workplace. Like, we are all leaders. So how are we showing up? And we all have an impact. And I think that, it's a Wonderful Life. They take him out of the picture and you just see the lives that are not touched as a result of him either being there or not being there. It's quite a fascinating movie, actually. It's not really very Christmassy, but it's a good lesson for us all to think about. How are we choosing to show up?
When you learned about what coaching is and what it can do for others, how did that inform the way that you live your life?
Good question. I think I realized, so one of my strong values is freedom. Freedom's huge for me. And I think that what coaching does for people, and what it did for me, is for me to realize that options, like, coaching for me is all about options. So people think that, they've always done something a certain way, and so let's just carry on. Well, it's that definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting a different result. So coaching is about exploring options, something different. And people always have options, even if the option is only to change the way that you react to things. We always have control over how we show up, how we treat people, how we work with people. So yeah, I think it is really about options, and so it's made me realize I have more options always.